Santa has a list of good and bad children. The good children will get lots of presents, and so it turns out will the bad children. In fact, the only ones who won't get very much are the poor children. That's because Santa judges a child's goodness based largely on parental income. Santa has a list of good and bad children. The good children will get lots of presents, and so...
That's crazy.
To Jake GTV News, our FBI still thinks it's Tyler Robinson.
Gosh, I freaking love Israel. They're always the good guy.
Chloe and Michael, good morning. We're here outside Utah Valley University, where they literally paved over the scene the following Sunday. If this were a normal crime scene, these people would have been prosecuted for tampering with evidence. Good thing most people are triple boosted.
We want to make sure there's literally no evidence left over, guys.
Isn't this illegal? Yeah, apparently doing construction on the Sabbath day in Utah is actually totally normal.
Right, and let's not forget that Charlie had a Superman-like neck. Let's get a demonstration.
I don't think this is going to help to stop the conspiracy theories. His head fell off.
A 30-06 would have been a horror show.
Whoa there, Ching Chong. We're not supposed to question that.
Listen, pussy, the only people who still believe it are Groypers and Zionists.
Do you believe the Jews killed Charlie Kirk? That's one of the conspiracies out there right now. What's your position on that?
I don't believe that. As it stands right now, I think it was Tyler Robinson.
Yeah.
So if this 30-06 had hit Charlie in the neck the way we're told, it still could have gone through a concrete wall behind him and hit someone on the other side of the concrete wall.
This is the guy that was martyred for fighting Israel? If you think that, I feel sorry for you, because you are retarded.
Thanks, Nick. Finally, after all your antiseptic rhetoric, you've decided to join us on our mission to shut it down. Now, Tim Pool, give Candace a piece of your mind. Candace Owens is a f***ing evil scumbag. She is a degenerate.
Tim Pool jumping on the airwaves with big estrogen energy telling us we're evil.
She doesn't f***ing deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit.
Oh my gosh, he is so cranky today.
Yeah, that's what we call high estrogen, total plus.
Let's hear what she actually said instead. Go for it, Candace.
There are people at Turning Point who Charlie texted the night before and said they're going to kill me.
Shut it down, Candace. He said go Max to Tucker, and we pulled all our donor money. He was our best go-ium, and it was his fault for messing that up.
Just because a 30-06 can take down large game animals doesn't mean we won't use that as our narrative. It's not an easy task blaming a patsy. Erica, play the sympathy card.
Again, he would walk through the door, drop his bags, Daddy's home, take his phone Friday night, Shabbat Shalom, throw it in a junk drawer, and it was just all us.
Shabbat Shalom.
What do you think of Erica?
Oh, great. You must watch Ian Carroll. Well, I watched Nick, and he told me Tyler was behind it and a 30-06 was stopped in the neck. So stop with the conspiracy theories.
Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode for the people that I love because somehow they're in on this. No.
This is going to be read as Meghan Markle syndrome, okay? Meghan Markle syndrome, where you want privacy when you want it, but you want publicity whenever you want it, and that just doesn't work, okay? This is the same person who had somebody record her over Charlie Kirk's casket. That was not our business. You have to make a decision. I want this always to be private, or I want this always to be public.
You're canceled. TPUSA is a Judeo-Christian, Jew-loving company. Pastors, shut her up and remind her why we're the chosen people.
We cancel stuff all the damn time. Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
Candace Owens doesn't know what she's talking about here.
It's what we did.
is we entered into the scriptures and grew to love the nation of Israel and Jewish people.
We are going to train 100,000 Christian ambassadors to be ambassadors in their own country for the state of Israel, to defend Israel's brand and to combat anti-Semitism.
Finally, my boy Satan will teach you Goyim to worship us instead of Jesus.
Thanks, Daisy. I just joined your only preach, by the way.
All hail Israel, right, Ching Chong?
Okay, succubus, remind me, what religion dominates the corn industry and takes Christ out of the Christmas music? You're not even actual Semites.
All right, Ching Chong, you're this close to ending up like Charlie Cirque from the Jew Lover. It's literally like a mind virus who sick Goyim have adopted. Hope you took our mRNA so you die early.
It's not like COVID-19. It's like Candace 19. It's another fake. It's a fake virus. Like, oh, you got infected. You just can't do it. 6 feet social distancing from Candace Owens. We're gonna get every influencer on social media. 6 feet social distancing. Save lives. What are you, a grandma killer?
Misinformation spreads quietly, sometimes from people you know or love. Do your part. Help keep our community safe and get vaccinated for Candace 19.
Brought to you by the dual citizens of Israel.
No wonder they get kicked out of every country. Wow, great point, Ching Chong.
Didn't they label Miss Rachel an anti-Semite for saying she doesn't want children not to starve?
Yep. Meanwhile, they're bombing the actual Semites.
Poor sand people. Let's see what she did.
Let's go back to sleep, Grandma. We're so excited.
This disgusting human decided to show an amputee from Gaza, which exposes that we have been carpet bombing the innocent, and that's so antiseptic. It's like, how are we supposed to finish the sand people with her being all empathic and stuff? Oy vey. John, back to you, and don't mention TPUSA's finances.
Thanks, Shapiro team. Right, so basically they set up a life insurance style fund for him under GGLF in 2023, where the only payout happens upon his death. Like a $30 million payout. That's a big payout for whoever helped set that up.
Candace, explain to the fellow Goyim how much they just made at their recent black tie event that cost $10,000 per plate.
Doesn't go, hey, maybe we should strike that. They made $40 million like 2 nights ago at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe doesn't think that feels kind of a little bit like let them eat cake-ish.
Let them eat cake!
Oh, and we've made more than, separately from Mar-a-Lago, Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. Rich, from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago the other night.
Good point, Candace. They want to act like we're the grifters for an honest investigation.
Right? You may be a widow, but you're also the CEO of a $150 million company.
Straight up. Back to you, Erica.
They pick on you because of your accessories. I mean, I've seen some of it. Oh, yeah. No, at this point, it's what the conspiracy collection. Get it before Christmas. Like, seriously.
Elegance is eternal, but beauty fades. Get your conspiracy collection before Christmas. Like, seriously.
I'm done. And if people think that I was just going to wilt away, I'm not going to sit in a corner and cry and be in fetal position. This is a duty to my husband, and it's an absolute honor, and I will never back down. And so my message to them is to stop. To stop.
What do you think of Erica's black tie event?
Buddy, I work 12 hours a day. I have no idea what's going on at all. Yeah. They're all secret society weirdos. That's all I know.
Hey, quick question. What do you think of Erica?
I had to take a leave of absence from work after my poodle died, and she becomes CEO. Like, where the heck are your kids? It just feels off.
Yo, man, quick question. What do you think of Erica?
Dude, if my wife acted like that after I passed, I'd be turning in my grave.
Shut it down! Just because we made a record amount after his death doesn't mean you can make content out of us. Run the commercials! You're about to get the Jackie treatment.
Get your seed oils and cattle feed, because that's what you are.
Goislop Jr. Enjoy cancer. Gosh, I love some cheesy Goislop before bed.
Yeah, you know they're trying to make us weak, right?
Yeah, that's okay. I took all the vaccines.
Yeah, I can tell. Dennis, take it away.
That's absolutely based. And if you still haven't followed Jake GTV, you're low IQ and genuinely retarded.
Unfortunately, we didn't win Antiseptic of the Year, but congratulations to those on this list. Like, comment, and subscribe to help us get nominated. Welcome back to Jake.
You can do it in the car and it's
can do it in the car, and it's the size of my hand. This is a pocket size.
Hi, Kara from Japan. Nice to meet you.
こんばんは。
Oh my God, you
元気
speak.
ですか
Oh my God, how do you speak so?
あ
Like
知らない、わかりません。全然わかりません。
you're understanding very well.
ありがとうございました。
Oh my God, this is crazy. What is going on? Explain.
初めまして。
Please tell me why you speak Japanese.
だから奥さんに行くんです。
あ、そうなんですか。じゃあもうペラペラなんですね。もうすごい日本語お上手ですね。
ありがとうございます。全然わかりません。喋る。
すごいわかってる。
本当、本当。ちょっと待ってください。
That's insane.
Is it insane?
No, I'm like,
おかしいな。
no, the whole time that I've been like crazy about Sex and the City.
Yes.
I can argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
You do not even have to have elections anymore because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be.
Our primary mission is, in fact, to set a global standard for the world for behavior.
What we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina, and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.
You want the function, you want the service, right? Why you want to own a cell phone if you can just lease it? And if you lease, why shouldn't you lease your refrigerator or your washing machine or your dishwasher, or why do you want to own it?
I propose putting an end to anonymity on social media.
But if 1 billion people stop eating meat, I tell you, it has a big impact.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains? We measure your brain waves.
There's some really interesting research that we can plant false memories in the brain. People believing that they've been at Disney World with characters who are not Disney characters, taking photographs with those characters.
And substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations.
So self-conscious. That's why you always see me with at least one of my watches. Rollies and Posh's then drove me crazy. I can't even pronounce nothing. Pass that for Stacy. Then I spent $400 on this. Just to be like, nigga, you ain't up on this. And I can't even go to the grocery store without some shoes that's clean and a shirt with a team. It seems we live in the American dream, but the who highest up got the lowest self-esteem. The prettiest people do the ugliest things. For the road to riches and diamond rings,
We shine because they hate us, floss because they degrade us. We trying to buy back our 40 acres. And for that paper, look how low we astute. Even when I'm in my Benz, I'm still a nigga in a coupe. I promise. She's so self-conscious. She has no idea what she's doing in college. That major that she majored in don't make no money. Told me she majored in TV. But she won't drop out. Her parents will look at her funny. Now, tell me that ain't insecure. The concept of school seems so secure. Sophomore 3 years ain't picked a career. She said, fuck it, I'll just stay down here and do hair, cause that's enough money to buy her a few pairs of new airs, cause her baby daddy don't really care. She's so precious with the peer pressure. Couldn't afford a car, so she named her daughter Alexis. She had hair so long that it looked like weave, and she cut it all off, now she looked like Eve. And she be dealing with some issues that you can't believe. Single black female addicted to retail. I said, fuck the police, that's how I treat them. We bought our way out of jail, but we can't buy freedom. See, we buy a lot of clothes, but we don't really need them. Things we buy to cover up what's inside, cause they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why shorty's hollering, where the ball is at? Drug dealer by Jordan, crack kid by crack, and the white man get paid off for all of that.
Oh God, I'm all taken up.
These kids can see with their.
I can argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrink.
These kids can see with their mind. Yes, they can drive, they can ride a bike, they can do all kinds of stuff. Check this out.
Just tell me what's on this card.
Teacup.
And now tell me what's on this card.
Toilet.
Isabella, what is the shape and color of this top?
Kind of like a sapling, and it's not really, it's kind of like see-through.
These children are taught an advanced form of meditation, and by advanced, I mean advanced to you. Most adults operate on limitations imposed on them by people who can't do this. With nothing holding them back, they can be taught very easily, and that is exactly what ICU does. It's an academy in the UK that uses these mindfolds. They're blindfolds that don't put pressure on your eyes. It allows you to integrate the mind with the environment, experiencing it non-locally. This is a school in Ogden, Utah. They teach you to sense the vibration of objects, then convert that into a usable mental image. They teach all ages here to manipulate and navigate, and also classify objects without the use of any other. Activating this type of latent ability is like exercising a muscle. You already see like this. Normally, your brain recreates the image that you see using the signals that you received from your eyes. By removing a very demanding sense like vision, you can sense the environment. Instead of recreating the environment, it removes an entire step. Most research indicates that consciousness is more like a TV station instead of originating from the brain. Just one channel amongst all the channels. It's simply a matter of changing the station. I know I was skeptical too, but Dr. Enrico here has saved us. He's a PhD in neuroscience and teamed up with a theoretical physicist to test these results. He not only made sure there was no light coming into the masks, he even introduced elements that made it optically difficult to read the numbers, not just consciously. The results were conclusive. Now this has very broad implications, especially for those who are visually impaired. Check this out.
These methodologies can be applied to various eyesight issues such as Sylvia's advanced farsightedness, Radu's severe astigmatism, which had made it impossible for him to read.
Ce întrebări ți-au venit în minte în timp ce citeai?
Or even the blind who are now able to perceive their environment with more ease.
This isn't a new development. The CIA has been researching this since the 90s. It's called remote viewing in some circles. you're into the Egyptian mysteries, the Ka, which is the little hand up here, and the Ba, which is usually a bird with a person's face, were the Egyptian way of noting this phenomenon. Most of this footage is from Superhuman. It is on Gaia. If you go to the link in any of my social bios, I've linked this entire episode as the very first one. It's 45 minutes of more of what I just talked about, and it's well worth the watch. If you love digging into esoterics and consciousness, I have a bunch of resources on baseforge.us. Try to put them together in a way that gets you up to speed on this as fast as possible. Check. Kids can see with their mind. Yes, they can drive, they can ride a bike, they can do all kinds of stuff. Check this out.
Just tell me what's on this card.
TikTok.
Tell me what you wrote there, Jude.
I am amazing.
Yes, you are amazing. Well done.
I can do anything.
Perfect. Tell me what you wrote there, Jude.
I am amazing.
Yes, you are amazing. Well done.
I can do anything.
Perfect.
I can do.
What if every purchase was an investment in your business? With Capital One business cards, you can redeem unlimited cash or miles rewards for your business. So you can earn, redeem, and handle what.
Right.
trinkets for me? Because I'd be there a lot. Get out of here. Hey, what the heck is going on? Whoa. So that guy shooting us, he jumped from the top and just killed himself. Right here. He's right here. Yeah, he's right here. I think he has a few. Yeah. No, it's all right. I understand. No, I'm good. I got it. Thanks for the shield.
I thought you were searching the building for this, and
No.
I saw it.
I agree. I'm headed home. You did have some trinkets. I stole it. They went up looking for him, and he just jumped to his death down here. Oh crap. Oh crap. Jesus. Oh my god, I'm out of ammo. Uh-oh. This ain't good. Oh, that hurts. I can just hit this. I think I'll be fine. I could have got rid of this thing. I don't know why I kept that. Out of here, tick. Yeah, it's just sitting right there. Uh-oh. We good. Holy crap.
I recently purchased the most popular glucose meter online and decided to test it with you. If you have diabetes or know anyone dealing with it, you understand how annoying finger pricking.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a free loadout trinket run. Look at all these plastics. So, just trying to get this out of the way. Nice. More. These two are big. What's this one? Go. Let's see. I got closer. I got like 12,000 there. I should be all right. Here.
What's the damage?
So if you guys don't know, apparently every 1 million. So basically, if you have a total of your coins and your whole inventory is worth $1 million, that is 1 skill point towards your prestige. And you can max it up to 5 million. Through your prestige, you get 5 skill points right away. It'll help a good amount. But there's no way I'm gonna hit 5 million unless I go like crazy. But I'm not worried about that. I just want to do 1 prestige, see if it's worth it. Today's I'll keep doing it. If not, hold on. Yeah, I got these 2 free guns here. And what's the extended mag? Got plenty of steel springs. And also give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Dirtbag America, where we say fuck billionaires by educating ourselves for free.
Yeah!
All right, dirt babies, it's been a great summer of gardening, but it's finally time to get back to the old... Boy, I can't wait to take apart a million more pallets. Before we get back to it in earnest, I want to hijack this video for a little Jake teaching.
Oh no, your girlfriend's dad doesn't like his gift. Maybe there's time to get a deal on something else.
Apparently, Nick's theory, based on the expert that he cited by name, our French guy, apparently Nick's theory is that the bullet didn't even hit the spine on the way in. It entered Charlie's neck here, passed beyond his spine into the back, and bounced off of his skin, and then did a 180-degree turn, a 30-06 bullet, and was trampolined with so much speed back into Charlie's spine that it, I guess, according to the official narrative that Nick is parroting, then shattered his C2 all the way down to his C7, just obliterated his spine, and then just lodged right beneath the skin, down by T1. Nick is being forced to continually respond to this over and over and over and just like make more and more mistakes because his own fans are sending him super chats being like, Nick, this is not a good look, bro. Nick, you should not, don't keep doing this, Nick. You're fucking it up, Nick.
Conspiracy theories are entering a dangerous age. Is the oxygen of the universe.
There's so much evidence out there that even if less than 1% is true, that may be enough to collapse the current paradigm and change the whole planet.
Well, Nick Fuentes just can't help himself. He keeps on digging his hole deeper and deeper and deeper and getting more emotional in his responses, more ad hominem in his attacks, and he started to venture into discussing the evidence in Charlie Kirk a little bit and discussing the ballistics and the skin and all sorts of other amazing topics. And I just can't help but make a video response because Nick is just perfectly teeing up a good discussion about what's really going on out here and who's really got information and who's got a whole bunch of logical fallacy, ad hominem, and generally emotional, I hesitate to use the word crashing out, but it kind of feels like an animal backed into a corner right now. He feels like a man that's got something to lose that is out on a limb on the wrong side of the argument. And it's very public, and we can all watch, and we're about to. And Nick, you don't have to keep doing this. You don't have to keep on just handing out gifts. You don't have to keep on serving it up on a silver platter. But if you want to keep attacking me and calling me names and stuff, I can't help but respond to the large substance of your answers, the substance of your argument. And don't worry, this one's not going to have to be 2 hours long because we already did that. We already beat that horse to death. And because Nick's points are getting more and more hollow and more easily debunked, but they do give us space for a very interesting conversation. And they give us space to address some of the experts that have conveniently flooded the zone right after I brought up a whole bunch of noise about how we literally, the first piece of evidence, the bullet, the gunshot, does not work. The gun that they say was used, the gun that links Tyler Robinson to the scene, the gun that Tyler Robinson's dad did not see a photo of when he said that that was why he knew it was his son that did the murder. That gun is not the gun. The bullet doesn't match, even though they've not shown it to us. They've not shown us the autopsy, but they've leaked enough and they've confirmed enough of their official narrative that we very well know that this is not possible. So we're going to use this opportunity to kind of laugh at Nick Fuentes's whatever you want to call it, and also address some of the other experts that have been coming up to call me names online and kind of exposing the game while they're at it. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it.
Evidence. Why not respond to it? You asked for evidence and now say you're not keeping an open mind. A lot of your fans are banned and muted in chat for disagreeing about Charlie. Not a good look. If you believe in next stop of 3206, then content with the arguments. Has open to do a live stream.
You're an idiot. He's an idiot. And he's a small fry compared to me. I'll debate Candace Owens about it. I'm not debating him. He's an ankle biter.
These boots are made from a single piece of premium American leather tanned in Pennsylvania. They're built to last. The leather is pretty special. Small scratches basically heal themselves. And with a Gore-Tex waterproof lining, rain...
Nick's scared. And it's hard to bite your ankles when I'm more than a foot taller than you, Nick. But I'll try not to be too mean here.
The only reason he did a video about me, it's so typical. I did a 1-minute clip responding.
Nick did a 1-minute clip responding. Yeah, the clip I was responding to was 8 minutes, Nick. So I don't know what clip you're referring to. But these are the types of small, not super important inconsistencies and just little lies that are adding up on Nick's side. Little, shall we say, displays of the insecurity of his position where he has to kind of fudge everything to make it seem like there's no argument for him to argue against, to make it seem like we have no position over here, like all the conspiracy theorists are crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of those going on.
He said, oh boy, and then he did a 2-hour video clip farming me.
Actually, Nick, clip farming is where I go back through your past and grab a whole bunch of clips of you saying things in other contexts, out of context, like the hilarious GTA clip that I defended you on because I thought that shit was funny as hell. That's clip farming. This was just me making a direct response to you asking for evidence because you don't seem to know about it. So I gave you 2 hours of evidence, but trust me, there's way more than 2 hours. That's why there's so much content about this, is because there's so much depth to how much this doesn't make sense. We can go on for hours and hours more, but I thought 2 was enough to thoroughly shit on your brain.
Fuck you, fuck him. There is no what's the evidence?
There is no evidence. Wait, what's the evidence? Well, the bullet could never do that. See, here we're going to get into the part where he tries to make the argument sound retarded, but he's just exposing his own lack of an argument. You can go watch my 2-hour video. You can compare it to his representation of it. It's very transparent. We have the internet, Nick. We can all watch things.
That's not evidence. 1. 2, there are many ballistics experts that disagree. JF Garaipi did a 1-hour video about it.
This part's going to be great too. We're going to respond to JF Garaipi a little bit and to Phoenix Ammunition and to all the other experts that have just popped up conveniently to, shovel the fence law conveniently all of a sudden, right when there's a new resurgence of conversation about how this doesn't work.
There's a number of other ammunition sellers and other ballistics experts that...
Ammunition sellers, yeah. We know who you're talking about. It's cool. We got this. We'll take it from here. JF Garaipi is this French guy. Gotta be French. He's a neurosurgeon, a brain surgeon, apparently.
All right, so we are now entering the main portion of the show.
We are now entering the main portion of the show. And he replays a bunch of my video, makes a bunch of points. This part right here, I think is relevant and interesting. Very interesting. And the number of big accounts that have come out and reposted this video saying, this is the best argument I've seen. Yeah.
About a 10-degree angle.
That's the only way you could ever possibly imagine that there was no exit wound. And
no. My theory is that the skin played the role here, and I will prove that to you tonight.
Because all the TPUSA leakers have told us that the autopsy says that he's not kidding. His theory is that the skin stopped the bullet, the vertebrae, and then traveled down his spine and obliterated him.
Muscle structure that you find in a human neck. This is where the bullet would have gone. Saint Phineas says, I don't know what I'm talking about. Wait for the rest of my argument, sir. And if you're not convinced at the end of this show that it could have happened, I don't know. I will say sorry. For it to go into the body, we have to believe it would have done 2 things. It would have had to take a hard turn in towards the center of the body and then been impressed by or stopped by these bones here, enough to get the... No, it was stopped by the skin and bounced toward the bones. Now, as it was bounced by the skin, back through the elasticity of the skin, then it didn't have its kinetic energy anymore in full, because the skin absorbs a lot of kinetic energy, throws back just a little bit, and that just a little bit was enough to just push back the bullet to go along the spine, but not too deep. Deflected down into the...
Bro thinks that the skin is a trampoline. This surgeon thinks that the skin is a trampoline that's going to bounce back the bullet from the back of Charlie's neck with enough force
to go through the
then
bone,
travel back through muscle tissue, hit the bone vertebrae, shatter them, travel, then do a right-hand turn, travel down the bone vertebrae, shatter them, all the way down to T1. That's a very powerful trampoline, Mr. Jean-Francois. You're a surgeon? A, you think that a bullet can come in from the front and then hit the skin at the back with so much force that it can do all that, but somehow the skin is going to make it do a 180-degree turn. I'm sorry, that is not what bullets do. Like, you really can't make this up. I thought we were going to have, like, I didn't even watch this video when it first came out because, like, I kind of see what's going on here. And now that I'm actually watching it, it's like, holy shit, guys, this is really the best you can do. Bullet refraction is when a bullet comes into a substance, like a body or like water, and it often will refract a little bit and change direction over time and over distance. But go watch the ballistics experts. They have broken down exactly how bullet refraction works.
Refracts straight down into the T1. Yeah, that's not what a 30-06 round is going to do if it hits a human neck vertebrae. We know it's going to blow right through. But even if there was some weird refraction, bullets aren't going to refract almost 90 degrees. We've talked about that, and then keep their actual velocity to be able to do that much damage. Not really a thing. Again, so with just basic middle school math,
location where the shot would have hit the neck.
I think that this is roughly accurate in terms of the entry. Now, here's my claim. The skin here, given that the bullet was tumbling, the bullet was unable to pierce the skin. And I will show you this through video. I swear to you, by the end of this show tonight, I will show you the skin of Charlie Kirk creating a V-shaped reaction to the bullet. Okay? This is absolutely new. I'm the first to claim this. I've seen it on a single frame of the video. I'm telling you, the bullet tumbled, bumped in the back of Charlie Kirk's neck on the skin, not on the vertebrae. It bumped exactly right here. So this guy is correct with his line. But what these guys have to understand, Jan, Carol included, is that the skin then pushed the bullet back into Charlie Kirk. And you'll see it on video. I'm guaranteeing you tonight.
That is his claim. that is legitimately his claim.
I'm no forensic expert, and that shit sounds stupid to me. The skin, the velocity and force needed to go through the bone was generated by bouncing off the skin. Come on.
Longines, elegance is an attitude.
Elegance is an attitude.
Sellers at Ashley, where no matter what your holiday traditions are, you're always at home. Whether you're rearranging our modular seating to create the perfect cozy space, or decorating with your own festive flair, shop holiday deals and make lifelong memories with Ashley.
We have been told by TPUSA that Charlie Kirk's spine was exploded from the C2 all the way down to C7, and that the bullet was found down by T1. And so by Nick's cited expert, Jean-Francois Garhiepé, and I'm not trying to make fun of his name, I just love making fun of the French language in general. It's a fun language to speak. But Jean-Francois, the neurosurgeon, is agreeing with Chris Martenson here that the path of the bullet didn't even hit the spine until after it bounced off the back skin of Charlie's neck and did a 180-degree turn and then rebounded with so much force from that skin that it exploded his spine from C2 down to C7, apparently. Well, Nick, that is quite the expert to say. That is quite the theory to hoist up, as though you know what the fuck you're talking about. It's just basic Newtonian physics. You don't even need to be a ballistics expert to understand this. I actually thought that this video would be, like, complex. I thought it would challenge my thinking. I was not expecting this at all when I turned this on this morning. Now let's talk about Phoenix Ammunition, our favorite ammunition expert. Phoenix Ammunition has been tweeting like it's his full-time job ever since he joined the fray the other day. Very convenient timing. Where are you at, Phoenix? So Phoenix Ammunition joined the fray a number of days ago, a couple days ago, calling Candace a dumbass, calling me a dumbass, calling Valhalla VFT a dumbass, calling everyone a dumbass, because he's an expert, because he makes bullets, lots of bullets. And he's working on a chalkboard talk as we speak to discuss the myriad of variables involved. Yeah, we know there's lots of variables involved. Yes, ballistics is very complicated. I responded, You saw where Green Beret Valhalla VFT shot clean through 3/8-inch steel, shot through cow femurs wrapped thickly in meat, or where Dr. Chris Martinson did 38 tests on pork shoulders, all 38 exited. They even went through the pork shoulder, the bone, a particle board, and then one wall of a cinder block, which I showed in my last video about this. So I hope you got some really fancy numbers on your blackboard to explain how Charlie's neck contained multiple thousand foot-pounds of force. Let's find his blackboard talk. His blackboard talk was a 40-minute video of his notebook pages, just with math. Yeah, math is important. Math is complicated. Bullets are complicated. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So it shouldn't be a problem, since it's so possible and so likely for bullets to be stopped by human necks, literally one of the largest rounds that you make, I assume, to be stopped by human necks, that you could very easily go out and shoot some tests, and within maybe 20 rounds, you would get at least one that was stopped by something comparable at all to a human neck. Because so far, we've had experts testing 30-06 rounds on all sorts of shit way stronger than human necks, and it's blown through all of them. So he quote tweeted me. In other words, they replicated exactly none of what happened that day, which was the entire premise of my presentation. Thank you for proving my point. Thanks, buddy. We got this from here. You can go back to driving taxis again. Because they always got to throw ad hominem as though they have just discredited the factual arguments. But, you know, have fun with it. The whole point of the tests is that no one's going to shoot another human in the living neck. Duh, dude. So we obviously can't run the test, which is obviously a part of the reason why you all are running this propaganda piece. And I'm not saying you're being paid to do it. I'm saying that it's propaganda one way or the other. And so what all of these experts have fallen back on in lieu of shooting a human in the neck is shooting at things way stronger than a human neck. Shooting at giant pork roasts that have way more dense, way more muscle, way more bone, way stronger bone. Shooting at literal steel, shooting at cow femurs, shooting at just about everything. Because obviously, if you think it through, if the bullet just keeps on going through things that are stronger than Charlie's neck, then shooting at something weaker probably going to yield some similar results, maybe even worse, right? And the best you could possibly do, short of shooting a living human on camera, is shooting a ballistic dummy, and we've got that too.
You always wondered why that app didn't exist. Now you can make it. Meet Replit Agent. Want a custom workout plan? Make an app for that. Have a great idea at 2 a.m.? Make an app for that. Need to run an analysis? Or learn with your kids? Make an app for that too. This isn't just making apps. This is your imagination unleashed. Describe what you want and watch it come to life. No coding experience, right from your phone.
So, Mr. Phoenix Ammunition Man, we're all waiting for you to take some of your highly esteemed ammunition out to the range and film some tests for us. Make some video evidence of just how likely it is. Maybe take 100 rounds of 30-06, 100 pork roasts, 100 whatever you want. You could get a whole leg of cow. You could put a whole moose carcass out there. Take 100 shots at it. Film it all. Put it online. Tell us how many of those 100 shots go through and through whatever carcass you choose to shoot at. Hell, take steel plate. Just take a giant 3/8-inch steel plate out there and see how many times your esteemed 30-06 rounds penetrate the steel plate. That'll be some information. It won't be a living human neck, obviously, but no one's going to do that. Duh. So, I clarified for Mr. Ammunition Man that this is called journalism, where we investigate claims, we look for sources, we, display the facts, we kind of tease them out, we look for more facts, we try to debunk them. Anyone can do it. Even a literal taxi driver can do it. Even an ammunition seller can do it. Anyone can do it. They just might not be very good at it. You can be the judge of that. And I offered that maybe he should do some tests, like all these other experts have been doing, like Dr. Chris Martinson did. Because I don't see any tests. I see a lot of talking. Just a lot of talking. A lot of obfuscation behind complexity and math. If your math was so great, you'd think one of these bullets would have stopped in one of these extremely strong bones, pieces of meat, steel plates, etc. But that's not what's happening. You might realize, Nick, and everyone citing Phoenix Ammunition, that Phoenix Ammunition is Justin Nazaroff, and he's appeared on the Tim Pool podcast a couple of times. You can watch clips of him. He posted a video recently. All I'm going to say about Justin Nazaroff is that he confirmed that this is his LinkedIn page, which obviously it is. He's the general manager. He's also the founder, as far as I can tell, of Phoenix Ammunition back in 2016. So he's been making bullets since 2016. Good on you, bro. And before that, he was an account manager at Century Insurance. He was an insurance guy. He was an engineer recruiter at the Bartech Group. He was a search consultant at Nationwide Executive Search. And he was a technical recruiter at Reliance One, Inc. And he went to college. He's got a college degree. So, yeah. Sorry, Phoenix, but I'm going to go with the literal Green Beret that served multiple tours of duty, that is extremely experienced in combat medicine. I'm going to go with people like Zev Boykin, who's a literal ballistics expert, because right now, Justin, it looks like you're shilling a narrative. It looks like you're very sure of your narrative, and it's a little weird. But let's be fair. For what it's worth, when you go to Phoenix Ammunition's Twitter profile and you scroll back through his page and his mentions of places like Israel and all that, he's been very apparently America first. He's been very critical of Israel. He's been very critical of corrupt governments, as far as I can see. He's got a pretty solid Twitter profile before this outage. I didn't do a super extensive dig, but Phoenix Ammunition is not overtly on X an Israel show, so don't come after him for that. It makes it a little weird why he's so certain that he needs to debunk this narrative now. Right? Specifically now, when this all flares back up. But hey, if you want to buy your ammo from him, you buy your ammo from him. Maybe if he's too pussy to take his rounds out to the range and film some tests and post them on the internet, maybe someone else could buy some 30-06 rounds from our boy Justin and take them out on the range and see if those bullets penetrate stuff. See if they can get stopped by anything comparable to a human neck. So, great experts, A+. Yes. Apparently, Nick's theory, based on the expert that he cited by name, our French guy, apparently Nick's theory is that the bullet didn't even hit the spine on the way in. It entered Charlie's neck here, passed beyond his spine into the back, and bounced off of his skin, and then did a 180-degree turn, a 30-06 bullet, and was trampolined with so much speed back into Charlie's spine that it, I guess, according to the official narrative that Nick is parroting, then shattered his C2 all the way down to his C7, just obliterated his spine, and then just lodged right beneath the skin, down by T1. It's possible that Nick doesn't think all of that. It's possible that our French gentleman doesn't think that the spine was shattered at all. It's possible, because I didn't even care to go all the way to the end of his video, honestly, once I heard that he thought the skin was a fucking trampoline that could stop a bullet. And yeah, we know about yaw, we know that bullets can tumble, we know all of that.
For the worst, my electricity bill is doubled. And last year, even though I have a new, more efficient HVAC unit. My usage has not doubled, but electricity rates are spiking at twice the rate of inflation across the country, and the budget bill passed in July is making it worse. The Republican repeal of clean energy tax credits is going to raise electricity prices by more than $110 a year.
If this is what you want to go with, just keep on going, bro. Christmas is coming early, I suppose. But we are being told by people directly affiliated with TPUSA, multiple, that the autopsy shows that the spine is eviscerated from C2, which is behind your fucking face. Bullet incoming from the front, C2 is behind your fucking face. So maybe the Frenchman's onto something. Maybe that's how it hit the C2, is it bounced off the back of his neck and then went upwards to the C2 and then went straight downwards down his spine and just... Yeah. This is the illustrious Nick Fuentes, folks. The illustrious Nick Fuentes. Sorry. I'm getting into attacking him back. It's just low-hanging fruit. We'll try not to pick it.
They've said the same thing. Okay. And Ian Carroll's not a ballistics expert. He goes on and says, well, some hunter shot a thing from 100 feet away.
I'm not a ballistics expert. But again, with the no, Nick. Actually, I'm citing a whole bunch of combat veterans, ex-special forces, some hunters, some people that run ballistics expertise channels specifically, a wide variety of folks. Basically everyone, except for this swarm of shills that are now coming out.
Wait, so that's not evidence.
Yes, it is. Look it up. Type it into your dictionary, Nick. Come on, you're smart. You speak English.
The problem is you don't understand formal logic. You don't understand.
This part is gold.
And rationality.
Let's learn about formal logic and rationality. Formal logic is a system of reasoning that evaluates arguments based on their structure, focused on the validity of the logical form rather than the content of the premises. A formal fallacy occurs when there is a flaw in the logical structure of a deductive argument, rendering it invalid, even if the premises are true. You mean sort of like when you use a straw man argument, Nick? A logical fallacy where someone misrepresents an opponent's position by distorting, exaggerating, or oversimplifying it to make it easier to attack? Kind of like that?
Oh, for you, this kind of vague insinuation, I feel like something's off here. You read?
Yeah, you mean misrepresenting your opponent's argument to make it seem oversimplified? Or just not even representing it at all? Yeah. Formal logic, Nick.
Register that as evidence. That's not evidence.
Yeah, whatever you just said was not evidence. That was you doing some weird shit.
Oh, okay. A big bullet didn't do a thing? No, okay. And you register.
Yeah, actually, physics is evidence. Ballistics is evidence. You ever watched a murder trial, Nick? Like, for example, the JFK assassination, which I think we're probably going to talk about here in a second.
That's an argument. That's not an argument. You need a postulate. You need a hypothesis. You need a theory, a conjecture. You have none of that.
You seem to misunderstand what's going on here, Nick. Unlike all of you, we are not saying that we know what happened. We're trying to investigate what happened. You are saying that you do know what happened. You are the one with the theory. Your theory is the official theory, the Fedslop narrative. Tyler Robinson took the shot, one shot, with his grandpappy's 30-06 rifle at about 140 yards from the roof of the Losi Center, and it struck Charlie Kirk in the neck and killed him by going into his neck. The theory may differ here, but the autopsy apparently says that it hit his spine at C2, way up here, and then deflected at a near 90-degree angle and traveled down his spine, exploding all these vertebrae down to C7, and then it lodged somewhere around T1. That is the theory. You guys are the ones with the theory. We are saying your fucking theory doesn't make sense. We don't need a theory because we're journalists and we're trying to investigate what happened. And some people are coming up with theories. I investigate many. Personally, I don't hold any of them. I don't think I know what happened. But I know you're full of shit. And I know that this is just like waking up on Christmas morning. So please do not stop. Please make this bigger video that you said you would make. Just tearing it all up. Just eviscerating this clown Uber Eats driver, Ian Carroll.
You're not even an expert in the subject. You have no expertise. There is no forensic evidence.
There is no forensic evidence. You mean like the video of it happening? You mean like all the other videos from the scene? And there's way more than that, I would presume. behind the closed doors of the investigation, of the FBI investigation, which I'm sure is totally above board. I'm sure it's all good at the FBI. Jeffrey Epstein totally killed himself, never trafficked anyone to anyone. Next thing you know, that'll be what Nick is talking about.
You have this. First of all, you're completely ignorant.
Sorry, that was a logical fallacy. I just jumped the fence to the next argument over.
In person, and then it's just this vague. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess a giant bullet didn't leave an exit wound.
Yeah, you can go and watch my video for yourself and see if that's the substance of my argument, and that's how I presented it.
What you don't understand is that bullets do.
So here's where he starts to parrot Jean-Francois' talking points. This part's great, Nick.
When a bullet enters skin,
starts talking about skin, which is like the key word that French homie keeps on saying. It's just this is all that's been downloaded into Nick's little brain, and now where did bullet enter? Sorry, I'm not gonna make fun of it. I'm not gonna do it.
It can change the trajectory of a bullet. It can alter its velocity.
Yeah, when a bullet enters a substance, it can change its trajectory and velocity. Usually a very small amount, it will deflect off course and travel over time in a different direction. Bullets don't bounce off skin and go the opposite direction and retain their velocity, bro.
Save time creating content and generate a high-quality clone of your voice with 11 Labs. Change the way you record podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice-generating technology. Stop searching for the perfect voice and stop wasting time re-recording take after take. Try 11 Labs for...
That's not how it happens. Skin can't hold 2,000 foot-pounds of force, even if the bullet is tumbling. And I mean, maybe like there's a slight chance, a miraculous chance. But I would point out that the official narrative that you're parroting is that it was a miracle, is that there's almost no possible way that a bullet would do this. And so it's just a miracle that the bullet was stopped by his neck. The surgeon himself apparently said that. TPUSA said
so,
that.
Yeah, here you go, Fox News Today. Man of Steel. Charlie Kirk's body stopped a bullet that would typically just go through everything. And it was an absolute miracle nobody else was killed. His surgeon told Turning Point USA. And another one surgeon says Charlie Kirk's neck stopped a bullet from killing anyone else. He's like the Man of Steel. Okay, guys, we're going to talk everything in this. We're going to talk ballistics. We're going to talk anatomy. We're going to talk physics. And just, we're going to look at the actual post Turning Point put out here in a second. I'm blown away by how stupid this is. The Man of Steel, it's a miracle. We're going with that's the explanation now. The official story now is claiming this is a miracle. There we go. To add to the FBI story, it's a miracle. And Charlie Kirk was the Man of Steel. I'm so blown away that this is where we're at with this. I can't imagine any of you watching this are going, yep, sounds good. If you're calling people like me a conspiracy theorist right now for looking at this story and looking at posts like that and going, that's total bullshit, guys, I'm sorry. But this is from top to bottom, start to finish. This entire thing has been pathetic from the FBI.
I just want to point out on the wall, Nate's medals hanging up. In case you didn't notice. Yeah.
It can change direction because skin is very elastic. And you're not a physicist, and neither am I, and you're not a ballistics.
Did you watch Nick's brain quickly go, oh, maybe you shouldn't get into this line of thinking. Maybe you should.
Not a physicist, and neither.
In case you didn't notice. Yeah.
It can change direction because skin is very elastic. And you're not a physicist, and neither am I, and you're not a ballistics.
Did you watch Nick's brain quickly go, oh, maybe you shouldn't get into this line of thinking. Maybe you shouldn't do this part. This is not going to go well. And he's like, you're not an expert, and I'm not an expert, so why are we even talking about this?
Expert, and neither am I. So for a complete amateur to go and say, big bullet didn't do this, okay. That's not.
Journalists report on things that they're not experts at all the time. And they go to experts and they ask questions and they cite those sources. and they present them to you. But it's easy for me to forget, Nick, that you're also not a journalist. You're a political commentator with some really interesting political aspirations, it would seem. So to expect you to be doing journalism or to understand journalism maybe is a bridge too far.
Proof of anything. And by the way, what would that even be proof of?
You don't have any evidence, and there is no evidence, and your evidence sucks. And but by the way, even if there was evidence, what would that even be proof of? Just let's clear this up, Nick, in case it was too complicated. If the rifle that they say was used, the rifle that links Tyler Robinson to the scene, if the bullets that rifle fires could not possibly have made, or let's be really precise, could almost never in a million years, the smallest, tiniest fraction of a miraculous percent is the only way that rifle could have fired and made the wound that we all saw on camera, then Tyler is not linked to the scene. And it is almost certain, it is entirely certain in my mind, that this is a cover-up. And that it actually matches the pattern of political assassinations throughout time that are more often cover-ups than not. More often they're trying to blame it on a lone gunman when it clearly isn't than not. That's what this evidence would show, Nick. Duh.
What would that be proof of? So you're insinuating a 30-06 will always have an exit wound or blow up a guy's head. If it didn't, it must have been.
No, like when you shoot a moose, it might not have an exit wound, though it often does. If you were to shoot an elephant, it probably wouldn't have an exit wound. Maybe an elk, it could go through and through sometimes. And we've got these new experts putting out photos of game with 30-06s going through them. It's like, yeah, Charlie is not an elk. His neck is not an elk.
Different bullet. So what did the FBI and France and Israel do? They brought the wrong gun?
I love this part. Nick just keeps on, because here's the thing, is that Nick has such strong stances that he's elucidated so well for 10 years. It's a part of Nick's core identity, what he's based on. And he's wading into waters here where he's undermining his own credibility on everything else too. Did they bring the wrong gun? Let's listen a little more.
Seriously, what's the alternative theory? So there's a second shooter that shot him with the smaller caliber bullet, and when France planted the rifle in the Palantir Woods, they got the wrong rifle? Why did they do that?
Well, Nick, if you are familiar with the JFK assassination, you would know that that's not necessarily unheard of. Because in the JFK assassination, they planted the wrong rifle. And researchers noticed that the rifle that had been presented to the public had the strap attachments on the side of the rifle, as you can see in the color photo right there. The strap attachments are on the side. And the rifle that Lee Harvey Oswald had, the strap attachments were on the bottom. And you can also see that in the advertisement for it in the magazine where the purchase was traced to. The strap attachments were on the bottom. They were pretty close. They were pretty close to the right rifle, but little details matter. And in this photo, you can also clearly see that in the one that he owned, and his wife also confirmed this if my memory serves, that the strap attachments were on the bottom, and it did not match the rifle that they claimed was used. And I'm sure that because Nick is based about JFK, he knows all about the magic bullet and about how there were multiple shooters and about how there's no way that the shot that we all watch on the Zapruder film came from the book depository building. Right, Nick? In fact, When you think about it, Nick, the act of getting a patsy into place is a very hard thing to achieve. And I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they did it. But Tyler Robinson doesn't own some advanced scoped collapsible AR platform. They can't just force him to buy one. He owns a Relic 30-06.
My YouTube has to update. Excuse me. Damn, that food is good as hell. Don't let the heat out. Man, it was cold as hell up here this morning. Got snow on the ground still. Man, old man winter is here for sure. Showing his ass.
Olha só, gente, alguém conhece esse bicho aí, ó? Tava comendo minhas canas de tudo, gente, ó. Chupando as canas. Alguém conhece ele, esse bicho aí?
You're still on the clock.
Oh, wow, wait. Let's go outside. Watch that. Oh, nice.
Whatever you do.
Do not. Hey, do not stand up, bro. Don't go outside. Do not go outside. It's a distance, I'm telling you.
He finna do.
He finna do it.
No question.
Nate, oh, wow, wait. Let's go outside. Watch that. Oh, nice.
Whatever.
Didn't think that.
So nice.
I got this.
So nice.
I got this.
I thought that was AI, but that's real. That's crazy.
She's gone.
Mouth open.
Sleep with your mouth open.
I ain't never seen love like this. This is the kind of relationship I want. You're fucked up, I'm fucked up. You pass out, I pass out. I want a relationship like that.
Oh, shit.
We all laugh at that's love on another level.
Where's my iPad charger?
He was fine. He wasn't drinking, he was trying to calm her down, and then she was asleep, and he wasn't asleep. This is the greatest homeless couple I've ever seen. You're gonna see him on 15 in about an hour. Underneath an underpass.
My iPad.
What you gonna do? Like, what happened to in mind? Do we wake them up? Do we wait till the show's over? Do we call an ambulance? We got the smelling salt. Let's wait till the show's over. They're good right now. She dead. Okay, no, they're up. So I gotta get up early. Find me another lover. Good morning, sir. We're back, baby. She gonna be on the way home. She's gonna be like this. Hey, where are we going to see Gary? I thought you got a ticket. I probably get a message on Instagram. Fuck you not showing up. I drove all the way
from Temecula. This is my Christmas present, and you didn't even come. I expect us at the late show, not the early show. I was wondering why I got quiet. It was loud. It was just like, oh, this is a cool crowd again. I looked over, people was gone. It was right after my Diddy joke. She took that to heart. Hey, slap my drink, slap my drink. It's like coming, man. No, just let her sleep. Just let her sleep. She's in good hands. Staff's waiting to take you to the police officer out the door. And he's going to escort you to your car. She's going to be on the back of the cop car. She's got a new car. She's awake.